In your headlines, the Mediation Center officially opens, new updates on the missing teen, and there's a significant spike in tourism arrivals for this year. Hello, Turks and Caicos. Welcome to PTV News Watch. Thanks for tuning in on this Friday, July 15, 2022. I'm Khalees Williams with today's newscast. The real news starts right now. The Court-Connected Mediation Center for the TCI was officially opened earlier today in Providenciales. Here's more. Today, June 15, 2022, the judiciary of the Turks and Caicos unveiled the new Mediation and Restoration Center at Emily House on Leeward Highway in Providenciales. The event happened at 10 a.m. and multiple ministers and members of the judiciary were in attendance. The event kicked off with Reverend Frederick Brathwaite leading in prayer, followed by remarks from the acting governor, Her Excellency Anya Williams.
I am pleased to be here today to support the judiciary of the Turks and Caicos Islands in the commissioning of the Mediation Center. I wish to commend the judiciary, in particular Madam Chief Justice, on the reforms that she's leading aimed at improving our judicial system here in the Turks and Caicos Islands.
The Honorable Attorney General Rhonda Lee Brathwaite Knowles was next up to the podium, speaking about the astounding job the Honorable Chief Justice Mabel M. Ajamang has been doing.
My lady, you are certainly being faithful to that mission that you were called by the Judicial Service Commission not very long ago. And as as Her Excellency, the Acting Governor, has indicated, we have seen almost a transformation of our justice system in the islands as a result of the efforts that have been led by our Honorable Chief Justice.
Director of Public Prosecutions, Mr. Eugene Otunye, spoke about the training provided to court-collected mediators.
Training on the rules followed on September 20, 2021. 3 weeks earlier, the first batch of court-connected mediators completed their rigorous training, ready to mediate in civil matters with the court-connected mediation rules that came into force on the 15th of October 2021. This was followed by the restorative justice rigorous training for practitioners in restorative justice process in April 2022.
The Honorable Chief Justice Mabel M. Ajamang then went on to explain what the Mediation Center stands for and its use.
The Mediation Center is dedicated to the use of persons throughout the islands who wish to have their disputes mediated, as well as victims of and persons impacted by crime who seek to achieve healing and closure through the victim-offender mediation referred to as restorative justice, providing comfort to allow for meaningful mediation of disputes as well as the facilitation of the restorative process. Provided in this space for the use of mediators, facilitators, and parties are 2 conference rooms equipped with electronic capability, an office for a mental health practitioner who may need to assess the suitability of cases for the restorative process, an office for mediators and facilitators where they will prepare for the sessions by reading through the briefs assigned to them, an office for the ADR administrator who will assist mediators and facilitators and parties, a notice board that will provide information on mediation dates and other information.
2 years later, and though COVID still looms, it seems the country has caught its footing where the tourism industry is concerned, with a remarkable increase to air travel numbers. We tell you more.
Over 150,000 more tourist arrivals have been recorded for the first half of 2022 when compared to the same period last year. For January to June of 2021, there was a recorded 180,597 air passenger arrivals. This 2022 January to June period shows a whopping 331,824 air passenger arrivals, a 183% increase. The biggest increase is recorded for March 2022 with 33,522 arrivals. 2 years ago, there was no concrete indicator to predict how tourism would fare off once COVID-19 was contained and travelers were able to begin their commute. However, these last 2.5 years have fared positively for the Turks and Caicos Islands, both in air and cruise passenger arrivals. The month of January welcomed 27 ships with 43,035 passengers, compared to February with 24 ships, 50,148 passengers, and March with 28 ships and 79,968 passengers.
In regional news, COVID-19, monkeypox, and now a case of malaria is said to have emerged on an island of one of our neighboring countries. See how close it has hit to home and what officials are doing about it.
Bahamian health officials have announced the first case of malaria in New Providence in recent times. The case presents as a Bahamian national with recent travel to West Africa. Over 10 years after the last malaria case was reported in that country, a Bahamian male said to be in his mid-30s, officials say is being treated in a private facility and is expected to make a full recovery. Health Minister Dr. Michael Darville told their local reporters on Tuesday that the case had a travel history to a country that was endemic. He said initially they presented not feeling well, made several visits to the doctor, and after examination of the travel history, a test was done, which came out positive for malaria. Since then, a surveillance crew has contacted those who have been in contact with the individual, and officials say the necessary protocols are in place. Malaria is typically transmitted through the bite of an infected Anopheles mosquito. The primary symptoms include fever, fatigue, vomiting, chills, headache, anemia and diarrhea, muscle pain, bloody stools, and profuse sweating. In severe cases, it can lead to seizures, coma, and death. An outbreak of malaria previously occurred on Great Exuma Island back in 2006, and the last documented case was back in 2008.
4 men freed as the Director of Public Prosecution withdraws charges due to a lack of sufficient evidence to proceed. Details in this report.
The men are Peter Robinson, Cadero Mizik, Shaquant Walkin, and James E. Destine, all of whom were set free by the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions last week and in late June after their lawyers advocated on their behalf. Robinson was charged in connection with a robbery in which a firearm was used. The date of the alleged crimes were committed on November 3, 2020. He was arrested, charged, and remanded to prison in December that year. Robinson's attorney, Lara Maroof Mizik, in filing an application for bail on July 7th, pointed to the length of time her client was incarcerated without receiving a trial. At last week's bail hearing, the charges against the accused were dismissed due to lack of sufficient evidence to proceed to trial. The case against Cadero Mizik, who was charged with kidnapping and aggravated burglary, was also dismissed on June 28 due to a lack of sufficient evidence. Mizik was charged with an incident that occurred on February 19, 2019, during which time, according to the charge against him, he, along with others, invaded a home and robbed the occupants of personal items and cash. It was alleged that Mizik kidnapped the male occupant of the home, took him to the automatic teller machine, and demanded that he withdraw cash. Police at the time alleged that DNA belonging to the accused was found at the scene of the crime. The matter was taken to court for trial in May 2021, but encountered issues, and the jury was discharged before a verdict could be reached. A date for a new trial was set for June 2022, but the DPP's office instead decided to withdraw the charges. Mizik was released from prison, where he had remained on remand. He was represented by attorney-at-law Sheena Mayer. The 2 remaining defendants are Shaquant Walkin and James E. Destine, jointly charged with attempted murder. The case against the men was that on the night of February 16, 2020, the men, along with 2 others, were at the $5 bar in downtown Providence Yardley's when they allegedly opened fire on a rival gang, shooting an innocent bystander instead. One of the others charged with the offense, Darrison Mizik, was taken to trial earlier this year, but no case submissions by his attorney saw him being freed of the charge. The 4th man implicated in the crime is Jarrell Clark. He is slated to trial sometime soon. For PTV News Watch, I'm Delana Isles.
We'll be right back with more News Watch when we return.
This is a reminder that all PTV service accounts are due on the first day of each month. Accounts should be brought up to date by the 28th of the month to avoid disruption in service. Payments may be made on our office at Stubbs Diamond Plaza, Providenciales, Mides Plaza, North Caicos, and Airport Road in South Caicos. Payments may also be made online using Scotiabank, CIBC First Caribbean Bank, and Royal Bank of Canada. Please allow 3 business days for online payments to be processed. We thank you for your cooperation.
Welcome back to Newswatch. A family breathes a sigh of relief after a missing teen's bulletin is withdrawn following her safe return home. Newswatch has the latest.
An agonizing 48 hours after she was last seen in Wheeland, the parents of 15-year-old Jamia Fulford can breathe a sigh of relief as the teenager has been located and is now back home. Police issued a missing bulletin for the teen on Tuesday, 24 hours after she did not arrive home, which Newswatch learned from family members was out of character. The bulletin was shared across social media, and on Thursday afternoon, the public was notified by a disupdated poster that the teen had been found unharmed. Newswatch did not receive word on the child's whereabouts or a motive behind her absence. However, we are grateful to learn of her safe return. Fulford is not the only teen in recent months to have been searched for in the wake of an uncharacteristic absence. Others have also been the subject of missing bulletins, and while the number of missing teens is still relatively low compared to other regional countries, adults are being asked to remain vigilant. If your child has a friend over whose prolonged visit was not communicated to you by the parent or guardian of that child, ask questions and reach out to his or her parents. If you are in the presence of a situation involving a child and an adult that seems odd, again, ask questions. Seek clarity.
Interested in signing your kid up for some extra learning during the summer? Macmillan Education Caribbean has announced the launch of its summer school, a series of activities to keep young brains active over the summer holidays. Here's more. The summer school, as the Newswatch gathers, will run for 1 month across Macmillan Education Caribbean's social media channels and will incorporate a range of different activities across the English, maths, and science disciplines. Adapting activities taken from some of their most extensive titles, such as Language Tree, Talk About Text, Max Maths Making Real-World Connections, and Mission Science, books we're probably all familiar with as we use them in our school systems in the TCI. The campaign will seek to provide simple and fun tasks for young learners to complete at home. Leaning on a rich history of activity-based and engaging learning, these series provide the springboard for independent inquiry. Through simple exercises and ideas for learning promoted across social media, parents and educators can subtly incorporate learning experiences into the fun of summer holidays, giving children an educational boost. In addition to the campaign, dubbed MCI Summer School, Macmillan Education Caribbean will provide a range of free learning services, book samples, webinars, experiments, and more that educators can utilize and incorporate into their own plans over the holidays as they think about how to spark a passion for learning in young children. Whilst the summer holidays is of course a time for rest and fun, Macmillan Education Caribbean say they recognize that learning can come in all shapes and forms, and that every experiment holds an opportunity to learn. Whether it's harnessing a child's passion for insects and the outdoors, or reading books, This campaign provides ideas and suggestions for how to use the fun of the summer holidays and connect into deeper learning experiences. Students, teachers, and parents are invited to follow the MCI Summer School across Macmillan Education Caribbean's social media channels or visit their website for more information. Sign your kids up and enrich their minds, Turks and Caicos. Earlier this month, a bill was introduced in the House of Lords to legalize same-sex marriages in British overseas territories where they are currently banned. More in this report.
On Wednesday, July 6th, gay rights pioneer Lord Michael Cashman put the private members' motions forward. The proposed bill extends to 6 overseas territories: Bermuda, Cayman Islands, Anguilla, British Virgin Islands, Montserrat, and the Turks and Caicos Islands. It will seek to introduce equal civil marriage for same-sex and different-sex couples. In presentation of his bill, Cashman told the House that currently, same-sex couples can marry in the United Kingdom, but are prohibited from marrying in 6 British overseas territories. This is wrong, he says, and the UK Parliament can and should act to end this obvious inequity. Cashman says he believes the bill has wide support among all those who favor equality over discrimination and are committed to upholding fundamental human rights. The bill will empower the governor of each territory to make changes to the law in the territory to recognize the lawfulness of same-sex marriage. The introduction of the bill comes after the UK Privy Council denied marriage equality to both the Cayman Islands and Bermuda in March 2022. Back in 2019, the UK Parliament released the Global Britain Report, which, among other things, called for granting voting rights and the right to run for political office to all British citizens living in the TCI. The report further called on gay marriage to be legalized in the islands. Not much has ever come of that report here in the TCI, but over in Bermuda, same-sex marriage first became legal on May 5, 2017, when the Supreme Court of Bermuda declared that same-sex couples had a legal right to marry in the territory after a couple filed suit against the Bermudan government. However, a bill to ban same-sex marriage and establish domestic partnerships was passed by the Parliament in December 2017 and went into effect on June 1, 2018, although same-sex marriages performed before that day remained legally recognized. In response to the renewed ban on same-sex marriage, 2 legal challenges were filed opposing the domestic partnership law in Bermuda. On June 6, 2018, the Supreme Court over there struck down the parts of the domestic partnership law that banned same-sex marriages, but stayed the ruling while the government appealed to the Court of Appeal. The appeal courts upheld the right of same-sex couples to marry when it handed down its ruling on the 23rd of November 2018. The Bermudan government challenged the Court of Appeal's ruling to the Judicial Committee of the Privy Council, which reversed the appeals court's finding on the 4th of March 2022, banning same-sex marriage once again. Similarly, on March 2022, the Privy Council also ruled that gays don't have the right to marry in the Cayman Islands based on its constitution. For PTV News Watch, I'm Delana Alves.
Don't move just yet. Coming up next is your weather forecast after this break.
This is a reminder that all PTV service accounts are due on the first day of each month. Accounts should be brought up to date by the 28th of the month to avoid disruption in service. Payments may be made on our office at Stubbs Diamond Plaza, Providenciales, Mides Plaza, North Caicos, and Airport Road in South Caicos. Payments may also be made online using Scotiabank, CIBC First Caribbean Bank, and Royal Bank of Canada. Please allow 3 business days for online payments to be processed. We thank you for your cooperation.
Here at People's Television, we're more than just your leading news and entertainment services. We are
spreading the gospel.
We are breaking barriers.
We are preserving the culture. Each one, teach one.
We are committed to excellence.
We're creating change.
We are creating memories.
We are the future.
I am PTV.
I am PTV. I am PTV.
I am PTV.
We are PTV.
We are continuing the legacy. We are PTV.
Welcome back to Newswatch. Here's the latest in your weather forecast. For the nation's capital, Grand Turk, on Saturday, mainly cloudy skies, high 84, low 80, winds east-southeast at 20 to 30 miles per hour. On Sunday, mainly cloudy skies, high 85, low 80, winds east-southeast at 20 to 30 miles per hour. On Monday, mainly sunny skies, high 84, low 80, winds east at 15 to 25 miles per hour. For South Caicos, on Saturday, partly cloudy skies, high 85, low 80, winds east-southeast at 20 to 30 miles per hour. On Sunday, sunshine and mixed clouds, high 85, low 80, winds east-southeast at 20 to 30 miles per hour. On Monday, mainly sunny skies, high 85, low 79, winds east at 15 to 25 miles per hour. For North and Middle Caicos, on Saturday, partly cloudy skies, high 85, low 81, winds east-southeast at 15 to 25 miles per hour. On Sunday, partly cloudy skies, high 86, low 80, winds east-southeast at 20 to 30 miles per hour. On Monday, mainly sunny skies, high 85, low 79, winds east at 15 to 25 miles per hour. For Parrot and Pine Key, on Saturday, sunshine and mixed clouds, high 85, low 81, winds east-southeast at 15 to 25 miles per hour. On Sunday, partly cloudy skies, high 86, low 80, winds east-southeast at 20 to 30 miles per hour. On Monday, partly cloudy skies, high 85, low 79, winds east at 15 to 25 miles per hour. And on Providenciales, on Saturday, sunshine and mixed clouds, high 85, low 81, winds east-southeast at 15 to 25 miles per hour. On Sunday, partly cloudy skies, high 86, low 80, winds east-southeast at 20 to 30 miles per hour. On Monday, partly cloudy skies, high 85, low 79, winds east at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Here's your sunrise and sunset. Sunrise 6:17 a.m., sunset 7:35 p.m. Now for your high and low tides. High tide 10:34 a.m., 10:57 p.m. Low tide 4:26 a.m., 4:39 p.m. And for your hurricane outlook, for the North Atlantic, Caribbean Sea, and the Gulf of Mexico, tropical cyclone formation is not expected during the next 5 days. And that's it for your weather forecast and hurricane outlook. That's the end of today's edition of Newswatch, but don't forget you can always catch us on our website at www.ptv8tci.com and every weekday right here at 6:30 p.m. I'm Khalees Williams. Stay informed. Thanks for watching.